Hey everybody, Cal here. So, I know it has been a very long time since I've made an unexpected decks video. And I'm gonna go out and say that the deck I played against today that I'm making the video on it's not like super unique, it's Backstab-hai. Um, but the only reason why I'm bringing it up is because he used a card that I thought was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool. It was definitely unexpected, and I'm surprised I don't see more use of it in Songhai, to be honest. I guess because Songhai already has so much card draw, but regardless, the game is pretty fun. I think it'll be nice to, no, not my collection, to jump into it. So I'm going to go ahead and get to the replay, and I will see you there. Alright, here we are in the replay. I'm going to go ahead and turn real time on, I think, for this. So, this deck's matchup versus Songhai is pretty good just in general. I really like fighting Songhai because basically if you can get a good solid early game and can use lures and spectral blades and Sphere of Darkness and stuff to kind of shut them down, it's great. Our opponent gets a really strong, aggressive opener though after this, but I'll get to that. So here I was really debating what I wanted to do. I could have played the Mystic just for tempo, but based on where he played the Katara, I was expecting him to kind of come out of nowhere and do a bunch of damage, so I wanted to save the Mystic for health, and that ended up working out. Oh, man, why do I always yawn when I record? But yeah, you see, he does Mist Dragon Seal behind me, and he attacks me, and so I'm like, okay, well, sure, he's going to hit me twice for 5 damage, which is going to suck. But at least I can kill him next turn, and I'll basically only take 8 damage, and it'll take most of his hand. But no, it turns out he has Killing Edge as well. So this was a really solid opener from him. Now I'm going to be honest and say that if his opening hadn't been so strong, this match would not have been as close as it was, because I was basically starting already with less than 50% of my HP, which is pretty dang bad. And here I'm forced to use my second Spectral Blade simply to gain as much health as possible while killing this, so that I only take 2 more damage. And now, though we're equal in hand size, I'm basically starting with 50% of his HP, because he's at 22 and I'm at 11. But the thing I like, so in Spell-hai you have things like Twin Strike, Mana Vortex, so I feel like that's probably a staple in all Songhai decks. You got Heaven's Eclipse, like you have a lot of things that really help you draw. And of course you have Lantern Fox, so I'm sure Backstab uses Lantern Fox too, because the minion is so good. But at the same time, you know, other than Killing Edge and potentially Mana Vortex, if that's played in Backstab, there's not, like, you don't really, I don't think you'd run Heaven's Eclipse in a Backstab deck, right? Maybe just as a one-up. But the Scientist, 6/6, you know, 6/6 for 6, that every time you cast a spell that targets a minion, and since Backstab, you're going to be doing lots of targeting minions and not necessarily targeting opponents, like how Spell-hai you're constantly using removal, and Backstab you want to use like Inner Focus and Killing Edge and Juxtaposition and stuff like that. I feel like that's really cool. Now, he didn't win this game. I'm going to go out and spoil that right now. I did end up winning this, but it was really cool to see. I know it's only one card. I'm sure the rest of the stack seems pretty standard Backstab-hai. And I know some people like when I talk about positioning. When you're fighting Backstab-hai, just in case they have some Mist Dragon Inner Focus thing going on, since he does have 3 cards in hand, it is definitely good to play things behind you. But regardless, I just think that's really cool. I like when I see people using cards that aren't necessarily all over the place. I always find that really neat, because as you guys already know from me, I personally very much enjoy playing decks that don't see, or not playing decks, but I personally enjoy playing cards that don't see like a whole lot of use. Here I had a bit of a hard decision. I'm going to pause just for this 1 second. And that was, the way I was thinking was, so if I take this 6/6, if I take the Klaxon and I play it behind me, then he would only be able to kill me if he played something right above the Mystic and attacked me. If he played something and was able to like Mist Dragon, Inner Focus, whatever, you know what I mean? But the thing with that is he would have to have a minion, Inner Focus, and a buff to do 4 damage to me, since Inner Focus obviously won't hit something that has more than 3 attack and I have 4 health. So if I'd play Klaxon behind me, even if he has something with Backstab, he wouldn't be able to kill me with it. And he only has 2 guards in hand, so he can't have all 3 of those things that he needs. So I was pretty much safe regardless. And so that's why I ended up deciding to put the Klaxon by the enemy, by Kalios himself. Because 1, I mean, it threatens lethal. And 2, I should be safe down here. There's not really too much that can mess me up that I can think of. Go ahead and continue the game here. So basically this puts it to where either he can kill me right now, which is possible with Burn, but he just used 2 Phoenix Fires in a row. So I wasn't super worried about it. And this also wasn't too big of a problem, because luckily I made this L shape here. The reason why it's good to put L's, when at least in this deck, I'll go ahead and pause to talk about that again too, I'm sorry. Sorry that I paused so much, but people seem to like when I talk about positioning, and positioning in this deck is really important. It is in all decks, but since this one really relies on your minions getting as much value as possible. The reason why I made an L shape here is because in order to... If you put something, like say he had been able to put the Grandmaster Zendo here, and then use Blink to move it over, then I would walk over and hit it at the beginning of my turn and die. Now, obviously, I wasn't playing around Grandmaster Zendo, because this isn't a card that I expect. Again, this is another card that I was not expecting. But I, in my slightly budget Spell-hai, I've gotten it from Elkane before, and it's really helped me, especially against decks like Solo Voth, where Voth can no longer just go face against me, because he starts hitting minions at random, and stuff like that. But this L shape also prevents things like a Lightbender. So like say we had played Klaxon here, and we had our Juggernaut here and the Mystic over here. He could just play Lightbender in a corner and hit 2 of the minions, or play, you know, Lightbender over here and hit 2 of the minions. But when you make an L, the opponent can't simply play Lightbender and hit everything. You know, Magmar can't play Makentra Warbeast in a corner and hit both things, or play it in a corner and run it away. This protects you from rush and all kinds of stuff. So L's are very good when you're surrounding generals. When I first started playing, even up until recently, I always thought hitting every side was the best, but I've learned from our team captain, Ardent Dawn, that L's are definitely much stronger. She's proven that to me. And in the Lionar seminar, she talked about that a lot as well. And so then here's the Katara, and luckily my general is going to not be able to run into anything. So I'm going to just simply move and be fine, and then be able to push for lethal here. Now, I do apologize to you Songhai players. I did BM a little bit. Actually, I think I BM'd quite a lot. I don't actually know why. I don't remember why I BM'd this game, because he didn't use any emotes or anything. So I apologize, Big Blank Wolf, for watching this. It was unnecessary. It was more of a revenge for that really strong opening turn. But regardless, we win. That's the deck. I really like the experimentation with Zendo and the Scientist. I'm not now, because I don't see a lot of Backstab-hai. I don't know if this is a normal list, but I was not expecting it. I thought it was pretty cool, so I wanted to share it with you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Just a little update on the deck if you're following it. Nothing has changed. The deck as is doing pretty good. I am a little, I'm thinking about possibly switching out the Ghost Azalea, because I'm literally never using it. But the reason why I haven't taken it out yet, even though I'm never using it, is because it has yet to really show up. Like, I think I've only played like 20 games this season, maybe 22 games this season so far. And I've had it in opening hands where I've had to mulligan it because I'm not going to use it early game, and then I've just never drawn it. Like, even games where I'm using Right of the Undervault and stuff, I just never, ever, ever draw it in any of my games. Even though I have plenty of games where it could have been pretty good. So we'll see. I'll have to wait until I actually draw the card and use it to see how good it is. But excellent. I'm not going to do a 10-minute intro this time. I appreciate all the support you guys have been giving the deck and the channel. And I really appreciate it, and hope to see you guys soon. And by soon, sorry, I mean tomorrow, because I'll make more videos. Okay, bye.